What it do, YouTube world? It's your bro Trucker. And I'm here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, you know, coming in on SEL Transport, which is Southeast Logistics. It's a company under PNS. And I left PNS for all those that was probably looking at the last video that I did with PNS. I left last year, but I got to return because I got some more videos to do on the companies that I did between time. But before I get into Southeast Logistics orientation, I do want to upload a video about my trucking experience because I do want to make this an experience. Now I'm going to do lease purchase. I want to be more open and more blunt with the trucking truth about what's going on in the flatbed world. All right, so I'm gonna start y'all with the first time I ever went to orientation to drive flatbed, and that was for a company called Gypsum Express. For those who know about Gypsum, it's a small company. You know, it's like family built. They got they cons, but it's more pros with them than cons. I will give them their credit. I'm not gonna talk down on them because I'm not there anymore. But I went to Gypsum Express to get my first few months of flatbed experience, and it was a experience. So with Gypsum Express, they are red trucks. They are based out of if I'm not mistaken, I think it's either Syracuse, New York, or Rochester, New York. One of those cities up there, upstate New York. And when I first went, I'm from Georgia, so when I first went, they got me a rental car. I drove from Middle Georgia all the way to upstate New York. And orientation was pretty small. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like me, the dude I went up there that I had to stop through South Carolina from Georgia, go to South Carolina, pick him up from his house, and then go up there. Me, him, it was 4 people total in the orientation. And very small company, family built, you know what I'm saying? So when I left orientation, I had to drive all the way back down to Georgia. The orientation was for like, I want to say it was like 4 days. And then you left out, I want to say Thursday evening, or it probably was the full week, if I'm not mistaken. It was like 2 years ago. So excuse me for not remembering exactly how many days, but I think it was Monday through Thursday. And then we left Friday. Early Friday morning. Like, we went to the terminal. They gave us our driver, our trainers and everything, and then we left New York around about 8 o'clock that morning. So, and then we had to drive back home. So, with Gypsum, I had to do, I want to say it was 3 weeks minimum on the road with a trainer, and my trainer was pretty cool. He taught me a lot, but I did my 3 weeks, got out of it, and they gave me my truck. And I can say that everything that Gypsum Express promised me, they did it. They treat you like family. So anybody that have problems in the trucking world, I would recommend going to Gypsum. Even though they let me go due to something that was on my part. It wasn't a wreck or anything like that. It was just that it wasn't like I hit a car or anything. Nothing on my record. It just was I was new to flatbed. I was with them for 6 months, I believe, 6-7 months, and we just agreed to, like, they agreed to just part ways with me, but they kept my name good. I didn't do nothing bad to the point where they had to fire me like that, but It was too many, like within a short period of time, I had too many tows. Like they had to call the tow truck too many times for my truck. And it was certain things that was like, it didn't make sense at the time. I was pretty mad, but one time it did because I had blew a tire at a truck stop in North Carolina, Charlotte. And when I was going to the fuel island, one of my tires blew. That ain't why they let me go. Like I still was working there a couple of months after that. But what they really let me go for was a few months later, they had to call another tow truck for, I think my tire got stuck in the mud or something like that. And then before that, I turned down the wrong street. I was new to flatbed, y'all, so excuse me. I was listening to the GPS at that time. The first time I was listening to the GPS, I turned down the wrong street, and it was like a residential street in the country, and it was a bunch of mud. I got stuck. So that was on me, you know what I'm saying? The second one was in Charlotte, and they didn't have to call a tow truck. They just had to call somebody to fix the tire. And then the third one was another tow truck, where I had to get towed away because my truck got stuck in mud. So, like they said, the maintenance, they're a small company, and they didn't want to do like 3 expensive jobs within a matter of 5 months, 4 months or something like that. That was preventable. So I understood it at that point. And I left Gypsum on good terms with them. I'm pretty sure that if I want to go back, I could. But at the time, they had spent a lot of money with tows and fixing tires that could have been prevented. And they parted ways. But nothing bad was on my record. No wrecks like I hit anybody. You know what I'm saying? It just was, I wasn't being cautious. I was new to trucking. And you know it's trucking, man. You're going to make some mistakes, especially when you got like them job sites. Your truck, your tires going to get stuck in mud. It's all kind of stuff like that. So, you know, I didn't understand that one. I was still kind of mad at that. But for the most part, when I was at Gypsum, you know, you start out, they start you slow. You're going to see like $800 checks, $900 checks every week for like, at that time, that was like 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. You're going to see like $800-900 checks. Because at the time, I was getting, how they paid me. Start off, it was like 59 cents a mile, I believe. And that's from like Georgia, Florida, Alabama, all of that. But once you go above South Carolina, like you go North Carolina and above, you get an extra 4 cents per mile every mile that's above South Carolina. So from North Carolina up. So you really want to run that because they're gonna give you the miles. You get paid every mile, and it's no reason that at that point you couldn't see $1,300, $1,400 checks after all expenses, because they gonna give it to you TARP pay. You know what I'm saying? How they work, you get $50 to TARP, right? But if the load is already preloaded, you get how they work is $50 TARP pay, but if the load was preloaded and all you had to do was throw straps and put bungees on it or something like that, when you pull the tarps and roll them up and put them on your flatbed, on your check, what I started seeing on my check stubs was, on my settlements, was I got paid to untarp. Like, I think it was like $35 to untarp. So it's like $50 tarp pay. But if it's already tarp, you get like $25, $35 to untarp, right? So that was pretty good. And excuse me, I'm just going off the fly right now. I didn't plan this. I'm just bored in this hotel right now. So I just chose to do some YouTube videos about my journey. Uh, and what else with Gypsum? So yeah, they paid pretty good. Like they was a decent company. You could have went up in the ranks with them. I never bad talk them about anything. Like they did their job, and they did everything that they promised to do. So any company like that you want to stay in good standings with, they respectable for the most part because they didn't lie to me. Excuse me, I'm looking at the TV and then I'm looking outside. So if y'all see my eyes wandering, I'm looking at the window and then I'm looking at the TV at the same time. Then I'm looking at the phone. So, but anyways, yeah, Gypsum Express flatbed company. They are a good company for anybody that want to get into the trucking business, especially flatbed business. You just get your license. You want a company to get you some experience with. I recommend Gypsum Express. They are a family type of company. You're gonna like they got all kind of incentives. You get like checks for fuel mileage and safety bonuses and all type of things. Like it's no reason that you can't get no money over there. You know what I'm saying? Now they are small, and I don't know if they got a capacity that they want to like stop at, like a certain number of people that they want to hire. Like they might want to stop it. Cause when I was there, I think they had 500 drivers, if that. Like, but I think they had about 500. So if you're in the southeast region of America, if you're in Indiana, if you're in South Carolina, if you're in Savannah, where else they based out of? They got a terminal in, they got 2 in Indiana, 1 in Savannah, 1 in South Carolina. They in Pennsylvania, New York, in Syracuse, New York. And I think they got one in, where that other terminal they had? Oh, North Carolina, they definitely got one. I think they got, hold up, let me see. I think they got one in North Carolina. Let me see, Virginia. I don't think they got one in Virginia. I know they got one in Pennsylvania. I've been there. I've been to Georgetown, South Carolina, Savannah, Georgia. They got 2 in Indiana. 1 in Kentucky. That's the other one, Kentucky. They got 1 in Kentucky. I think it's Ghent, Kentucky. Ghent, Kentucky. That's the other terminal. And I forgot the rest of them, if they got any more. But yeah, they're a pretty decent sized company for a small company, but it's still a smaller company. So it's like family built. It's like everything, like they'll call you on your birthdays, tell you happy birthday. They'll give you a gift card for like Christmas and all the holidays and stuff like that. So like they pretty good. Like they're a decent company. But that we had to part ways because of the situation that happened with my truck needing a tow job. So, you know, that was out of my hands right there. And, you know, like they said, I think they spent a little too much money in a short period of time on my truck. Like they got a certain amount that they need to spend in maintenance for each truck. And I think I went overboard, something like that, because I didn't have a wreck. Like, yeah, I popped the tire, but that's not considered really like a wreck. You know what I'm saying? That's like a mistake. Like, I mean, I guess you can call it a wreck, but it didn't hit nobody. I didn't damage anything but the tire. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was early in the game at that time. I'm so much better. I still can learn. I'm still learning, but I'm so much better now. And, you know, that's Gypsum Express, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting new to talking into a phone. You know, I'm pretty much off the phone, so I'm not good at just staring inside the camera, but I got to get better. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to turn this YouTube thing up, and my TikTok and Instagram. So I'm about to do all of that, and then I'm gonna go on my weight loss journey too, changing the way I eat. I definitely got to do that, especially since getting my DOT medical card last week. My blood pressure wasn't high as I thought it was going to be. It actually was more normal. So I'm not a type 1 or type 2 diabetic as far as blood pressure goes. I'm saying, like, so, like, I got to watch that. I got to eat more fruit, vegetables, more salads, less fried food, no more Bojangles. I'm saying, truck drivers out there know about them Bojangle runs. No more Bojangles. Can't do Bojangles. Arby's, little chicken sliders. Can't do that no more. No more steak biscuits. No more country pride or whatever. I got to eat clean. I got to go on this journey, and I want y'all to come on this journey with me. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's my Gypsum Express story. Shout out to Gypsum Express. To anybody that's entering into the trucking flatbed field, Gypsum Express would be a great beginner company so you can get some flatbed experience. They mostly regional, but I was out of Savannah, Georgia terminal. They kept me mostly in the South, but I did go to Ohio. I did go to Indiana, terminal in Ohio too. I did go to Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania. I did drive all that. I think I went to Nebraska. Where else I went with them? I went up to Michigan with them. So I was all the way in Michigan. So they'll give you them runs if you want to go Midwest, if you Southeast. Or if you from the Midwest and you want to run Southeast, they'll let you run that. But you gotta let your driver manager know and all of that. So, but yeah, it's money in it. When I first started out, the first 2 months, every check was like $800, $850, $950. It's slow. You started seeing it go up, and then once I hit like $1,200, I ain't seen nothing less than $1,200 a week with Gypsum Express. Once I hit $1,200, as soon as I hit $1,200 in a week, every check after that was like $1,250, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400. Seen the $1,500 week, $1,300, $1,200. So, and that was, I didn't even do a full year with them. So just imagine if I would have stayed a full year, it would have been some good money with them, according to me, starting out in the trucking business. So they kept their word. They did everything they were supposed to do. And I just wanted to put that out there because I wanted to do it as soon as they laid me off. But I was kind of mad that they did it at the time they did it. But sitting on it, I understand it because, like they said, they're a small company. It ain't like they are PNS or Maverick where they got a buku amount of money, or TMC where they got so much money where they can just fix a problem all the time. Like every truck has this set amount that they want to fix per year, and if you go past that in a short period of time, then they got the right to do what they did. But they didn't smut my name neither. So I'm gonna do a video on after I left Gypsum. I went straight to PNS transport, and I'm gonna tell y'all about that. My first video on this channel is about when I was with PNS, like my first load. That was my first load with PNS. So I'm gonna get to y'all on the next video about my journey with PNS, and then I'm gonna start uploading a video soon about orientation with SEL Transport, which is a company, a sister company of PNS. You know what I'm saying? That does lease purchase. And they told me that they let you have access to the load board. So that was a plus for me, that I can pick where I want to go. Instead of them picking it for me, like I can pick where I want to go. Give me the freedom to do that. So yeah, man, this your boy Trucker. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, bear with me, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm new to this YouTube thing like this. I'm not used to being in front of the camera so much. So I'm gonna start uploading more videos. This is gonna be the first video to upload, and I should do another one tonight. I might do my PNS journey and where it went wrong and where it went right, and then like seeing other things And it was another company recently that I would have stayed with that has been going viral for the past couple of weeks that I used to drive for, Montgomery Transport. And I would have stayed with them because it was a good company. But I explain that later. Trucker, y'all. Big Josh, trucker, man. See y'all next time.